So this is just a quick update video on where I am with the lights I've been making, because I've got a few variations on the theme now. So this one is sort of a hangy lantern type thing, and this came about because the box and the crystal that I used are both sort of not exactly what I was after, really. The box is actually too short to fit the crystals that I'm casting, but this particular one wasn't a full mold, so it ended up slightly truncated, but together the two worked out quite well. And this that it's sat on inside is an actual base plate. So this bit's actually the top of the box, and just what that means is that the electrics are all nicely concealed away, as per a lot of the comments on the previous video. So that's really good to see. It's not actually as bright as it could be because there's only 3 LEDs in the smaller crystal, but it does in the dark make that kind of nice cone-shaped beams of light out of the lantern kind of thing. So that turned out pretty well. And then we've got this one. So this is the crystal that I'd previously put up sort of separately, where it's got the kind of weird band of colour below it, because I hadn't estimated the original amount of resin correctly. And Jade's comment about it sort of looking watermelon-y made me think of plants, and so fake leaves around it to make this kind of nice effect. That's quite nice. The peril is I've managed to get the electrics in the lid, but you can kind of see the space of the lid is like 2 millimeters too short for me to put a plate over the 9-volt battery. So whilst I've got magnets to hold it in place, and I can kind of pin the wiring down a fair amount, whilst I've got everything in the top, I can't actually plate that one. But quite a lot of light from this. There's a lot more LEDs in this particular casting that I've done. I've previously been using 3 or 4. I think there's about 10 in there. So that gives quite a nice amount of light and actually looks kind of nice. Camera doesn't pick up the light quite so well. And then finally got this one. So this is far more basic because it's just the crystal on top and very simply painted. This box is way too small for me to get the electrics in the lid, but again managed to make a base plate. So it's only balsa wood, but and it is a bit awkward because you've got to have the switch attached to it, but it does mean all the electronics are sort of recessed away. So that is pretty nice and a fair step up from what I've been doing before. These symbols are obviously just whatever. I'll probably try and do a couple Empire themed ones like this, get some Empire rings on the outside. The downside, of course, is you've got to have the wires running in under it, and this is just hot glue gun stuff to keep the wires out of the way. Not an ideal solution, but the crystal on this one's quite pretty, with the blue and the purple. Again, this divide is from the resin casting, me not doing enough in the first place. This one doesn't shed as much light because of the darker colours, but that is quite pretty, I think. So that's where I'm up to now. I am going to keep doing these. I'm now at the place where custom materials and stuff is starting to be a bit of a thing. So if you like the look of any of these, I guess I'm open to offers, because I am going to keep making them. But that's where we're up to.